So if you're enjoying Chewing on Pearls and you wish there was more to chew on, we have a surprise for you.
We have decided to make a collaborative playlist that is a companion to the podcast called Chew on That.
And it's a sampling of songs built from Tom and I's on repeat playlists.
Yeah.
So this is a real time what we are listening to while we are thinking, writing, and talking about Gaga.
Yeah, we both listen to Gaga a ton. So like at least a handful of her songs will always be in our on repeat. We each chose 2 of her songs to be on this playlist, as well as Disease, her latest single, and have like strategically placed the songs from our on repeats to like provide new context to tracks we've been listening to for a while.
So check it out.
Check it out. Chew on that.
I was thinking about like, you know, when women play these broken characters in music or in films or theater, like the audience loves it and they just cheer us on. They cheer on like the image of like the pain. And that's like, it's super confusing, you know, when like the audience is going crazy and the artist is messed up.
Hey, Patrick.
Hey, Tom.
I'm Tom.
And I'm Patrick.
And this is Chewing on Pearls, the show where we dissect and decipher Lady Gaga's chameleonic career and its impact, one pearl at a time. We're back.
Chew on that.
If you're at home, chew on that.
We're creating a soundboard, but it's just us saying things.
we're testing out the material. If you haven't noticed,
we're back. Chew on that.
Yes, those are the 2.
Fuck Katie Couric.
We need to get t-shirts that just say we're back.
Yes. Oh my God, merch.
Okay, so we have not done this segment in a while. I think we've done it once on this show.
Yeah,
so
right.
Shame on us. But Patrick, I did want to ask you a quick question before we get into the topic of today's episode, which is Lady Gaga's song, Happy Mistake.
I've never heard it.
Oh, well, we'll listen to it and then we'll come back. And that question that I wanted to ask you is, what Gaga are you today and why?
I'm so happy that you asked me this.
Of course.
Because
I didn't say thank you.
Yeah. on the bus ride here, I had a vision of me in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Girl, this image is so fierce.
It's so fucking fierce.
Do you want to describe it to our listeners?
Yes. So I'm showing you the raw, unedited footage of Gaga doing the Enigma promo shoot.
Mm-hmm.
So the image that people probably recognize is kind of like the neon blue, green,
glow in the dark.
Yeah, orange, glow in the dark, kind of funky, squiggly Enigma on her face and the nails and the hair. But looking at the actual look, it is bonkers.
Mm-hmm.
She's got this like gray wig that's like
sculpted
and looks like it has wire in it. She's got a little choker on. She has this like tulle green puffy thing, and then these like black blue vinyl gloves with these crazy ass nails on.
Yeah.
And then like a bright fucking like emergency orange lipstick.
And then the word Enigma is projected on her forehead.
On her face, yeah.
I love that. That's such a great choice.
Yeah. And the reason being is I was...
Reveal.
Yes, reveal. I'm betrothed. I'm eloping in Vegas. And I've just been like thinking about my Vegas fashions. And that's definitely on the mood board for like a look.
Absolutely.
For out and about for the night.
It's like showgirl, raver, iconic diva songstress.
Right. I'm like, I need to get a pair of vinyl gloves and put giant nails on them.
Projector visuals.
We have to bring a mini projector to the club.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I love that look. Thank you for bringing it here today.
So this begs the question.
Yes.
Tom, what Gaga are you today and why?
I'm so glad you asked. This is crazy because you chose a raw, unedited photo from a photo shoot, like not the finished version, and I chose the same thing, and we did not collaborate at all. And mine is this. Mine is Lady Gaga behind the scenes of a Versace ad. And the reason I chose this, well, there's some lore here.
Yes.
She looked stunning in this Versace ad where she's on like a purple sofa. It has this like Donatella long blonde middle part hair. And then the behind the scenes or like the unedited photos came out and people were like dragging her and
They
being
were like, who is this wench?
Right. They were like, wow, Lady Gaga looks really different when you don't Photoshop her.
She's ugly.
Yeah. And she just kind of looks, I think she looks beautiful, but she looks incredibly natural. She looks tired.
Yeah, she looks tired.
You always use this word, the breakneck schedule that she was on.
Yes.
But she looks at peace too.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something very yearning there. And I think I feel like this Gaga today because I'm feeling kind of tired, but I'm like, I still want to like do stuff tonight.
Yeah. I feel like this is like, she's like, oh, fuck, it's either really early or really late.
Mhm.
But she's like, Donatella's in the room. So I feel safe.
I'm turning it on
Yeah.
and I'm going to do this for her. And that's sort of how I feel lately. I feel kind of like, yeah, I feel like
doing
her.
it for Donatella.
Yeah, I'm doing it for Donatella always. We'll post these to the carousel.
Yeah.
Just so people know. They are not at all related to the topic of today's episode, but they're important for you guys to see.
I don't know though. They might be portraits of a strung out girl.
Oh. Yeah, let's get into it. So, Happy Mistake is one of 2 original songs from Lady Gaga's 2024 album Harlequin, released as a companion to the film Joker Folie à Deux, and its soundtrack was released in September of this year. The album mostly features songs from the film, American standards and classics first reimagined by the film's creators and its characters, and then on Harlequin by Gaga herself. When speaking about the project, Gaga noted that Happy Mistake was perhaps the most personal song she's ever released. It was written by Gaga and Blood Pop, produced by Gaga, Blood Pop, and Benjamin Rice, and the song was first heard at a Harlequin listening party in London. So first I wanted to get into, I was traveling for work at the time when this was all coming out. We were texting like crazy. And I just remember seeing like tweets, posts from people who were at the listening party. Like somehow there was no captured audio of that song from that night, but people were tweeting and talking about it.
I almost feel like it was like a sign of respect.
Yes, because there is a clip of Gaga saying, "This is Happy Mistake, da 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 da." And
yeah,
then,
she like intros it and talks
and
about
then
it.
There's no clip. So it's very interesting. I don't know. I feel like the fans' takes on this were like running the gamut.
Yeah.
Like some people were like, it's Joanne. She's like, Joanne is back. Like, it's not a pop song. Don't get your hopes up. Like being very negative. And other people were like, this will change your life.
Right. It feels like it's a fan song in the lineage of like Living on the Radio, Princess Di, Happy Mistake.
Yeah. I Want to Be With You.
I Want to Be With You.
Which turned into Dope. So I guess listen to the song before you listen to this. Obvi. If you haven't already, shame on you. But I think we should describe what it sounds like. I like the challenge of describing what a song sounds like.
Yeah. It feels sparse in terms of production.
Yeah.
It feels rooted in vocal performance.
Absolutely.
It really is about her voice.
Yeah.
It is giving movie soundtrack, but not in the way that feels like egregious.
When we heard it, we were like, is this going to play it like at the credits of Joker?
Yes, it felt like the credits song.
Yes, definitely. I agree that it feels very sparse at the beginning. It definitely builds. There's this like acoustic quality. There's a lot of echo on her voice, which gives this kind of haunting and like effective.
Haunting is a great word.
Yeah, it adds to the emotion of her performance, I think.
There's something too about her use of like head voice to chest voice, like you said, with that build. I don't know. There's something about it that feels a little like off kilter, like, which leans into the Harlequin of it all. It feels very jester, Joker, big top circus, vaudeville.
Yeah. And even though like it follows kind of a traditional song structure, like in terms of like verse, chorus, bridge, final chorus, the way that each of those pieces is treated and the way that they are like built up and then brought back down at the end does feel kind of unique and off kilter to me.
Yeah.
Because when we get to this moment later in the song, which we'll talk about, where she's like belting, it's like, oh, like we're here already.
Right.
Like we've gotten here at the beginning of the song, she's kind of in this like warbled weekend. She's kind of acting.
Pray tell.
Yeah. She's kind of acting at the beginning of the song, I think, doing this kind of affect of like a girl who isn't doing so well. So I think we should get into the lyrics because the first verse, the first line of the song, she says, I'm acting in this play of comedy with tragic words. The audience was smiling, cheering on a scene absurd. So I guess to talk about the lyrics, we want to talk about what she's telling us. If she's saying this is her most personal song to date, what is she saying? I don't know. It like kind of makes me sad to talk about, but I'm like...
It makes me, well, first, I think it makes me think that this song has been around for a bit.
Yes. Yes.
Because Blood Pop collaborator she's been working with for a while now.
Joanne.
So this could be anywhere from
Chromatica.
Joanne to Chromatica Sessions. Like,
Yeah.
And I think this is probably, from what we know about the writing process of Chromatica, I feel like this might have been around the time of like pulling her off the porch, getting her in the studio.
Totally.
Like reflect on your life.
Totally.
Reflect on why you're feeling the way that you are.
It's also possible that this was something she was like developing at the time of A Star Is Born in
Right.
between Joanne and Chromatica that could have like blended into Chromatica Sessions or something.
I guess that's a great way of saying that it is evocative of many
Yes.
periods of her career.
Yes. And like you said, evocative of like a movie, a song from a movie soundtrack in that
Right.
way. I think what makes me sad about this first verse particularly is like the audience was smiling, cheering on a scene absurd. It feels like she's looking back at her career and saying like, I don't know that everyone knew. Actually, I know that not everyone knew that it wasn't all normal. Like I wasn't good.
Right.
Even when I was like performing my most confident self. And I think for some fans, they still don't know that.
Right. Or even you could read cheering on a scene absurd, like they know that she's kooky, wacky, like what is she gonna do? Who is she gonna be?
And this idea of like the Harlequin and the clown and the jester, and that she's acting in this play of comedy with tragic words, being someone who is propped up for others' entertainment, but her selfhood, her personhood is like secondary to that.
Right.
And like how that can like dig this really massive hole, I guess.
I can try to hide behind the makeup, but the show must go on.
Love that.
Which is basically that. I think it's acknowledging like the duality of comedy and tragedy.
Mhm.
Like these are two things that go together.
Yeah.
And like they are linked.
Yeah. And we know that Gaga's relationship to the jester is a long one.
Right.
We covered the manifesto of Little Monsters on this show. She calls herself something of a jester for her fans. And it almost feels like here she's kind of like deconstructing that a little bit more.
Right.
Because the makeup could mean foundation and a lash, but it could also like more symbolically mean like truly the face she's putting on to
Right.
make sure that her fans are
and the
happy.
making up of herself.
Yes.
And that like I can try to hide behind the makeup, but the show must go on.
Yeah.
Like I am masking, but like I am still a performer.
Absolutely. The chorus is where her voice really shines, I think. Like when I heard this the first time, I got chills. I feel so crazy. My head is filled with broken mirrors, so many I can't look away. I'm in a bad way. If I could fix the broken pieces, then I'd have a happy mistake. What I love about this, just to like tie it more full circle again, is like my head is filled with broken mirrors. I just am thinking about the Disease video and these like multiple Gagas, and that perhaps she's like presenting all of these different iterations of herself as parts of a whole, but still disjointed and still separate and like intentionally compartmentalized. And thinking about the number of mirrors that are in her head, it's like, how many times have you been like, I don't know who I am in this process of fame?
I also think too, like mirrors are like so present in like that reflective quality, so present in her entire career.
Totally.
Like, whether she's dressed like a disco ball or surrounded by them, like that is my head is filled with broken mirrors.
Yeah.
It's also, she's talked about in the past her seeing fans as mirrors reflecting back herself.
Totally.
So it's her relationship to the bling and the glitz and the glam.
Yeah.
It's her relationship to this overwhelming sense of responsibility she has to these people, that she's like, I know that when you say that I saved your life, you mean it.
Yes. I think like really that reading of it really gets into, like, particularly during Born This Way, her talking about the album being inspired by fans and like hearing fans' stories, but also that by hearing fans' stories, she was brought back to and revisiting her own bullying, her own trauma that maybe didn't need to happen for her, but because she chose to make that album, she like was thrown back into it.
Right.
And that is kind of like a sad piece of the Born This Way story that I don't think a lot of people talk about, is that she kind of had this moment where she was fixated on everything that went wrong for her in high school.
Right.
And it's like, maybe she wouldn't, again, have been thrown back to that place if it weren't for the way these fans were reflecting back at her.
When I think about the reading of her, thinking of the fans as these broken mirrors, so many I can't look away.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I could fix the broken pieces, then I'd have a happy mistake. If I could somehow bring these people closure, acceptance, hope, bravery, then that would be a happy mistake, because I don't think I ever set out to do that.
Right. I don't know that I possess those qualities myself all the time.
But then also internally,
it plays to both of those readings really well.
How am I going to salvage these pieces of this person that I've become, and how do I find my way back to myself?
Yeah.
Because I'm in a bad way. And I know I'm not okay.
Right. The only explanation for all of those pieces coming together is an accident, which is just like, there's no way that I can do this intentionally. I've tried every way to heal myself. So if somehow healing happens, it would be a mistake. Like, it's insane. The second verse gives me chills, the way she sings the second line. A lonely disposition, portraits of a strung out girl. How'd I get so addicted to the love of the whole world?
And this is a classic Gaga press situation where, you know, she loves to pick a lyric or two and like recite them in interviews. And this was kind of the chunk that she was using when she talked to Zane Lowe. And he's like, wow, that's so deep.
Yeah.
And like, yes, it is. But it's also like, how'd I get so addicted to the love of the whole world? Well, you became the most famous person on the planet for a period of time. Like, I don't think there's any way to not. Like, that completely changes your life forever. Like, the level of fame that this person experienced, like, I feel like now, because we live in such a fame-conscious culture, it's like you're either participating or you're not. Like, when Gaga was at the height and the peak of her career, you could be anywhere in the world and somehow you could be 6 degrees to Gaga.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely. I think when I first heard this lyric, it actually kind of shocked me a little bit that she was kind of like confessing that she is or was or struggles with an addiction to that love. Because I think in the past, she has really like kind of turned her nose up at this idea of celebrity and been like, I am an artist. It's never been about that. Like, I love my fans. If they respond to my art, that's all I need to know. And so for her to like really plainly just say like, no, like I really wanted it. And like, I was thriving off of it too, really paints certain parts of her career, particularly the art pop era, I think, and Joanne in a very different way for me, which is that like, there was this like kind of rebellious nature to like the first part of her career that like in hindsight I'm like, oh, you were still like trying to stay at the top of the headline somehow by like evolving or shape shifting because you knew that that's what people cherished or sought in you. So I was like pretty shocked by that. I think it's like very direct, revealing, and I love the idea of these portraits of a strung out girl just being every project that she's ever put out publicly. And her kind of saying that like looking back, that is like the through line in my career. Is that like even when I'm presented at my best, there's still an element of like broken. And like I think I said this in the last episode, trying on these different hats always and like putting on a different lens all the time to sort of like tell the same story, essentially.
Which is funny because I saw a tweet today that was like, so what is LG7 about? And someone tweeted like, unfortunately, the same regurgitated concept that every album's been about.
Whoa.
And I was like, oh, damn.
The thing is, I can see a through line conceptually from all of her projects, like through all of her projects. I don't think negatively about that.
Right.
I think that it's like a powerful evolution of the same struggle, especially like basically from the Fame Monster onward. We've talked about this in the past. She's a person who hurts and like feels broken sometimes. And like a lot of her music's about that.
Right. And her own struggles with like mental and physical health. Like
relationship health.
Yeah.
Yeah. Comments like that make me think you do not make art or you're not creative at all.
Right. You don't get it.
Because as a creative person myself, I'm like, yeah, a lot of what I've made kind of goes back to the same.
Well, it's called like having a point of view.
Yeah, the same thing that I'm trying to express. And it grows and develops over time.
Right.
Like, girl, grow up.
Totally.
I'm like, what's their ad?
Yeah. We dox them. Yeah.
Do you want to read this beautiful bridge?
Yes, I would love to. If I could bottle up a sunny day so brilliantly, it'd wash away the sad mistakes, and I could hold my heart in a safe place. All I need to breathe is one happy mistake. The first time I heard it, I was like, this simultaneously is like hopeful and also like so incredibly dire.
Yeah, devastating. And this is the crescendo of the song, like in terms of volume, in terms of like what's happening production wise. I feel like it's really the peak. Obviously, this is where she wants us to pay the most attention. And it kind of is like, it's not like the most poetic thing, right? But like there is like this abstraction where I'm like, but what's a sunny day for you?
Right.
I don't think you mean a sunny day. Like we don't really know.
Like like if I could, and the fact that it's bottle up, it makes me think, what's in a bottle?
Yeah,
pills, potions.
Nikki,
we overdose.
Nikki, if you're listening, I don't approve of whatever you're doing right now.
Yeah, stop what you're doing. Don't say it. Don't tweet it.
Put it down.
Leave that.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, like I guess talking about the bridge, I wanted to talk about the paradox of this song, which is Gaga telling us it is the most personal song she's ever released and not giving us many details, which she does not need to do if she does not want to. But it's kind of what I love about it. She's kind of like, I'm good enough to know I'm good, but I'm not really good.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. It feels kind of like dope to me.
Yeah.
In that she is saying a lot about how she feels, but it's still public facing.
Yeah.
Because that's what her art is. And I would love to sit down with her and talk about this song at length. I want to know like when those happy mistakes have happened. Like when are those like brighter moments then that have like saved you from this place of darkness? I would love to know. And then the final chorus in this has very minimal backing instrumentation. The echo is turned all the way up on her vocal. And again, it's just so haunting and so beautiful.
Yeah. And you can hear the pain and the struggle, but the perseverance ultimately.
Yeah. It's I think you kind of hit the nail on the head there in that it does sort of feel like an empowering song, but not in this way that's like, everything's going to be okay. But in this way that's like, everything will be good enough.
Right.
Because it has to be.
Right.
Because I'm here. This is where I'm at now.
And there will be a happy mistake.
Yeah. Like eventually, somehow.
Somehow.
I think another reading that I had that I think is a little bit more out there is just kind of about her experience with assault, her experience with like PTSD and like physical pain.
Yeah.
So that's all there too. It's kind of everything.
Which I feel like you get that through how embodied the vocal is.
Totally.
Like you can feel her singing this.
It's raw. Yeah. It's so good. And we got one live performance of this song.
Yeah.
on Jimmy
which was
Kimmel.
a very strange. It was like Gaga's going to be on Kimmel, then she's not. Now it's back on.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what's going on there?
What was going on?
And there
We
was
don't
an
know.
interview that was like very much just about Harlequin and not that much about Joker.
Yes, she was very like giddy, cheerful.
In an outfit she designed.
Yes, happy-go-lucky.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
They
Easy.
I'm like, she said she wasn't going to be on it because she saw the interview questions
Yeah.
and said, I'm not doing this. And then
Right.
they edited it and she's like, okay, I'll do it.
Yeah.
That's
or
what
they were
I
like, we
think.
want you on to talk about the movie. And she was like, no, I'll come
Yeah.
on and talk about the
Or
album.
like, we're going to ask you about your fiance at
Right.
length. And she's like, no.
Yeah.
Like, and I love that she's at that place in her career. Obviously, I'm writing a narrative that's probably not true. It's
I
probably
don't
like,
know though. I could see
who
it.
knows?
But the performance.
It's incredible. It made me love this song even more,
Yeah.
which is what a live performance should do.
Her voice sounds incredible.
I had multiple people text me and say, or like send that clip to me on Instagram and say, she has never sounded better. People who are not as plugged in as we are.
Right.
And I was like, you're right.
Yeah.
I have never heard her sound so clear and so on. There is nothing about that vocal performance that is like less than
Right.
perfect.
Right.
It's spooky.
Yeah. It is kind of unnerving
Yeah.
that it's like, oh, wait, this is coming out of this person.
Yeah. No, yeah. Ugh. And I think it does speak to like perhaps how personal it is that she decides to get up there and is like, if it means this much, then it like has to sound like it does, right?
And the way that it's shot and styled and like, it's just like, it feels very fantastical, but like sad.
Yeah. I kind of think that it plays into this kind of like storybook aesthetic.
Yeah, it feels very
where
storybook.
she's like the ingenue, but she's kind of in like a creepy.
She's like lost in the woods.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, and it feels and then
Danger
that-
is lurking.
Yeah, that being a euphemism in and of itself, like to be like lost in the woods,
Right.
to get out of the woods regarding something. I don't know. It just Gaga always plays with fantasy, but here it's so subtle.
Well, and what I
Yeah.
think is interesting too, you say Gaga plays with fantasy. There are elements like when I watch the live performance, you know, we see the performers in the band, but I'm like, are they actually playing? Because
Yeah.
I don't know if we hear like brass, but we see the like, you know, like in the climax and the
Interesting.
swell, it's like, I don't know if I'm hearing
Right.
that.
Right.
Like, are they just
Interesting.
there? Like,
She's like, I play with a band.
like or I'm in this world, like I'm
Mm.
performing, but it's like I'm performing this thing that you're not. Like we're performing as a band, but
Right.
like in my internal like monologue, this is me like singing out beyond like
Yeah.
what you can see.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah.
That's like such a meta
Right.
reading of that performance.
Well, because I'm like, I mean, maybe
No,
I'm off my rocker
No,
and you
no,
can
no.
actually hear them, but like I don't hear a trumpet.
No, it definitely does not sound
Like you don't hear
Like the-
Brian Newman going off.
right.
Doing like
The
a
live
little,
instrumentation is very subtle.
yeah.
And there are definitely instruments I am not hearing.
Right.
And I know that like her voice is the centerpiece, but like it is kind of weird now that you bring that up.
That they're like all there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they don't really animate until like the end. kind
Right.
of.
It kind of has this like grungy quality when she goes over to the
Yeah.
guitarist at the end.
Yeah.
She also, not to talk about her looks, she looks incredibly beautiful here. And I think part of it, it's not even about the way she looks, like her face. It's like the talent and like the passion is so palpable that I'm like, how could you not look at someone who is singing that way and be like, you're beautiful? Like,
Right.
I could go on and on. I will not.
And she looks so small.
Yes.
Like
Just
she's in a
yeah.
little heel. She's in
Yeah.
this little floofy dress.
She looks tiny.
She has this little bob.
She looks like a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's what's so fascinating about it. But again, like I was shook
Yeah.
by the vocal.
Yeah.
And we've heard Gaga sing incredibly
Yeah.
live. But this was something else.
Yeah, no, totally.
This was like God tier. I'm like,
she was like channeling something.
yes,
Yeah.
It was spiritual for sure.
And you could tell that it was important for her to do this because she did it and then she disappeared.
She vanished for 3 weeks before like disease dropped or
Right.
whatever. And it's interesting, like,
and they
you know.
talk about how she recorded this Harlequin concert during
Right.
the interview. And now we're like, when is that happening? But part of me is also like, she kept talking about how this album was for holiday parties, blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, are we getting a very Gaga Thanksgiving 2.0?
Right.
And it's Harlequin,
Right.
the concert?
Like I could totally see her like dropping a second single to LG7 and a Harlequin live taped thing within weeks of each other.
Right. Because she's been doing that. It's
She's
like,
playing,
it's this thing with duality. She keeps talking about duality. She keeps doing double features. Disease, Die with a Smile, doing multiple iterations now of Disease, these live performances showing like this take of the song, how using different instruments makes me perform it this way. Like,
yeah. And just again, like the visual or like the story in the Disease video being this like multiple versions of her and then like showing up in the public eye in all of these different ways really close together.
Right.
This was really happening at the time of Harlequin, was just kind of like not jarring, but kind of unlike her.
Well, it's just wild that it's like she's doing all this promo for these other things, and then her song Die with a Smile with Bruno is like dominating globally.
Right.
And we're not even talking about that.
She's showing up to the movie press stuff in like demure all black looks and then announces Harlequin and she's dressed like a jester. Like, just this kind of like, I don't know. It's all been very interesting this year. Yeah. And when some Dumois or somebody said like, this is going to be a huge year for Gaga. Maybe Gaga said that.
Yeah. I think she said something in her post where she was talking about, I forget what
her birthday
yeah,
post.
She's like, it's going to be a special, meaningful year for us. Yeah.
And it's been very special this year to be a Gaga fan. Obviously, it finally spawned us to make this podcast, but I'm also like, where are you at?
Yeah.
I want In Her Head, and we've been right about a lot of things, I will say, but there is always this element of mystery with her where I'm like, who knows how Happy Mistake could pop back up.
Right.
I had this weird theory that Happy Mistake was going to be on LG7 in a completely different form. I don't think that's true anymore, but I could see her including it in future live performances. I could see it at her tour. I could see it at Coachella.
Yeah.
Because it does seem important to her. I don't think it was important for her for the song to chart.
No.
It was important for her to share it with us.
Right.
And that live performance was for us.
Totally.
Like the general public was like, cool.
Right. It wasn't it like the album did well on like jazz,
for
traditional
like a week,
music. Like,
all I need is just one happy mistake, I guess. AKA the intern to leak what happened to the Harlequin live taping.
Yes.
That's what I need.
Or to like, I don't know,
the mistake.
Accidentally win 2 VIP tickets to Coachella.
Hello.
By chance.
If you're out there and you have $1,600 plus airfare to spare.
And you like
stop, please. But anyway. So anyways.
We're back.
But for real, we will do things to see that woman at Coachella.
Yeah.
So not together, not facing each other. We're sisters, okay? Yeah, I loved this episode. This was so fun. It was kind of deep.
I know.
Reading into the poetry of the one and only Lady Gaga.
Stephanie Joanne, Angelina Germanata.
Yeah. I do, if she's listening, which she
hopefully
might be.
One day she
might be.
Freddie liked our comment.
Of course she did.
We love you, Freddie.
We love you, Freddie. I just want to say, Gaga, thank you for this song. I love this song. This is one of your best songs.
Yes.
To be honest.
Totally.
Like people put respect on Happy Mistake as one of her best ballads.
Yeah, no, totally. Contemporary ballad icon. Lady
Absolutely.
Gaga. Yeah. No one is writing ballads like her right now.
No. Or performing them.
them.
Sorry.
Suck on that, Ed Sheeran.
Chew on that, Ed.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us for this very special episode of Chewing on Pearls.
The show must go on.
It must. I keep whispering.
I know.
It's fun.
There's something about this. It's...
Yeah. Should we whisper bye?
Bye.